This is a drawing tutorial for drawing 4. I'm going to open up SketchUp and make sure you have the appropriate tool sets. For drawing 4, the base of our object is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. So we're going to start by creating a rectangle from our origin that is 3.75, comma 3.75. We'll zoom into our shape. From there, we're going to push-pull. That object is a height of 1. Zoom in here. Now, from the front, we can see that there's a cutout here, so we're going to key that in using our pencil tool. Going to come over the distance of 1 1/8. Hit enter. Find the end point of that line by hovering over. It turns green. We can come up a distance of 0.5 and over a distance of 1.5. And then we can come straight down. We can use our push-pull tool to pull that through our shape, and that piece is cut out. We'll need to do the same thing on the other two sides. So if we use our pencil tool, come over from the corner a distance of 1 1/8. Find our endpoint, come up a distance of 0.5 and over a distance of 1.5 and straight down. When we go to push-pull this section, it's going to leave a face here. So we're going to use our eraser tool and click on that bottom line and this top line to get rid of that component completely. We'll have to do that on this other surface. Start from our corner, distance of 1 1/8. Find the endpoint, come up a distance of 0.5 over a distance of 1.5. Same process. We will push-pull that through the object, use our eraser tool to erase the two lines. The bottom of your drawing for drawing 4 should look like this. All the corners should be identical. To get started on the top, we're going to do the cylinder in the back corner. We're going to use the tape measure tool to find the center of that cylinder. On your print, it lists the diameter as 1.5 inches, and it says the center of the cylinder is located 1 1/8 inch from back and side edges. So we're going to come from the back edge a distance of 1 1/8, and we're going to come in a distance of 1 1/8. Now, this is the center point of our circle, so we can select our circle tool, click on the center. We need to be careful here because in our print, it's listing diameter, and SketchUp is asking for the radius down here. So if the diameter is 1.5, the radius is 3/4. So I'm going to type in 0.75. Once you have the circle drawn, you can use the push-pull tool, and the print lists the height of the cylinder as 1 7/8. Now, these dimensioning lines are going to kind of get in our way, so I'm going to erase them so they're no longer in the drawing. From the front, we can see that there's a kind of a pyramid on the front of this object. We're going to use our pencil tool to find the ends. The print has a dimension as 1/2 inch in, so 0.5. And we're going to do the same on the other side, 0.5. Then I'm going to find the center of this line. It's going to identify it as the midpoint. We're going to make sure we're going straight up. And the height of this triangle is 1 7/8. So I'm going to type in 1 7/8. And then I can come down from that to the end points of the lines I made previously, which are 1/2 inch in from the edge. And that's going to draw our triangle. We don't need this vertical line anymore, so I'm going to delete that. I'm going to rotate around, and we're going to select our push-pull tool, grab our triangle. The triangle has a thickness of 3/4, so 0.75. And now we can go back to the front and we can delete this bottom line. The next thing is the rectangle that lives kind of behind the triangle here. That rectangle is from the center of this. So if I highlight over, we'll see if it'll give us a midpoint. There, it gave us a midpoint. This would be lined up with the center of it. So from there, we know that the thickness of the rectangle is 0.75. Come over 0.75. I'm going to sketch straight to the end. If I select that corner and draw over, it's going to give me a point and close in my rectangle. Now I should be able to use my push-pull tool, select the rectangle, and bring it up. But it's actually flagging. It's not going to let me extrude that up. It would let me go down, but because it's having a hard time figuring out what to do along the triangle, it's not going to work. Once in a while in solid modeling, we run into problems and we just work around them. So rather than push-pulling, we're going to 3D wireframe this. So that means I'm just going to sketch all of the sides of this object. From here, we know the height. I'm going straight up. The height is 1 7/8. We know the thickness is 3/4. We can come straight down. So rather than push-pulling, we're just going to draw all of the lines in. So now we've got the triangle, the extruded rectangle, and the cylinder. We've cut out the bottom pieces of our view, and that concludes the tutorial for drawing 4.